Hi again, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday night edition of the Muskogee Refer Football Coaches Show. Here from Runt's Barbecue in Muskogee. And Rafe, a cloudy day, a rainy day, a little chill in the air. Pretty good place to be on a Tuesday night.
Not bad. It's not bad any time, but it's a good day out here. And it's nice and cool. Had a great practice and get to come eat some. Well, I'm having the catfish and French fries tonight here at barbecue.
Catfish and fries times two.
That's correct. Just get the two meat and get double of both.
Actually. All right, well, we've known all season long, even before the season started, that there might come a time like what you're currently in the midst of right now. And for those that may not have heard, there is the possibility, excuse me, I got a little tartar sauce on my hand. There is the possibility of Friday's ball game, the district opener against Putnam City West, being temporarily postponed. Rafe, I'll let you explain kind of the circumstances as we know it now.
Yeah, well, boy, I tell you, yesterday was crazy around. For 30 minutes of practice, I was going back and forth with their district AD over there, which I know real well, Dr. Balsiefen, and then their head coach, Coach Maynard, calls me during the middle of practice and says, well, we're not going to be able to come play you. And I said, well, why not? You know, I didn't know if he had COVID or problems or what. And it ended up being because Muskogee County is orange. And, well, we all know that the reason being mainly is because of the Taft Correctional Center out there, which is, not Muskogee, obviously, but it is Muskogee County. And that was one of those things that even Dr. Mendenhall had been contacted by the governor, Stitt, about don't close school just because this is getting ready to get bad in the county. We know it's localized. It's in there. I don't know how big that Taft is, but I can't imagine more than 10, 15 acres out there. We know where it's at. It's not like Payne County or Cleveland County where you got OU and OSU, because that's covering the whole cities. Right. The people are all over. This is confined. So I thought, well, maybe we got a chance here. I said, well, that's why it's orange. So I called Dr. Balsiefen, who is the overall athletic director there in the Putnam City Schools. I've known him a long time. And I told him the story, and he said, well, we have a board meeting tonight. He said, that does make it a little bit of difference. And so called him. I guess they met last night with that, and he contacted Coach Parker today and said they weren't going to be able to come, but that we may be able to do it on another Monday or something. So I'd already talked to Greenwood, Arkansas, and because they are off this week, not off, but they had a cancellation. I think that somewhere in central Arkansas had canceled with the Emma Parker or something along that lines. I'm not sure of my schools in Arkansas, but we were going to play them because we just need the looks. Obviously Greenwood's an outstanding football team, but our kids just need games. It doesn't matter
against
if we're playing
somebody other than yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even hardly really, with the numbers that we've got right now with the injuries and different stuff that we got going on, and we even have some kids in quarantine right now after yesterday. So, I mean, our numbers are dwindling fast, and so it's hard for us to hit a lot in practice. So we just needed to play. Basically it had been a glorified scrimmage is what it amounted to, but at least we wouldn't have been off another week before we played Sand Springs. Had that set up, and then they called back and said, well, the numbers are going down. The numbers are, you have to be 25. Now, don't get me to lie about all this, but something about the 25%, the number is 25. And how that comes about from the State Department of Health, I do not know.
Right.
But we are at like a 25.3 right now for Muskogee County. But Dr. Parker was able to find somebody that also helps with that's in the county. And he said, we have been like at 10-10 the last 2 days. So it's going to naturally come down below 25. So as for right now, we are scheduled to play Friday still. It's going to be a morning deal. I think the State Department brings it out on Fridays. And so if it's below 25, they will be coming and playing us. If not, we're going to have to cancel it till a Monday. It is going to be played at some point in time because, the state, and I don't know when you was planning on getting into that, but first of the year, it was going to be just like it is right now. No harm, no foul. If you couldn't play it, and I guess ultimately, that's the way it should be, because there are people and there's schools, especially smaller schools, that don't have enough kids that if they get 8 or 10 of them in quarantine, it's hard for them to go play.
Exactly.
And so,
regardless of the sport.
And they shouldn't be punished for that.
Right.
But on the other hand, in situations where it's not, it's just because they don't want to come to your county or just don't want to come over to this side of the state. There was no reason why we couldn't play this. And that's bothersome then because, both of us need to be playing each other because we're both 0-3. We both need a win.
Right.
And so it's not it's not like they're getting ready to play a Bixby, that they know they don't have a shot at winning. They've got to realize that this is going to be a good ball game. But anyway, then you see the state change 2 weeks ago to now. Then if you don't play, it's going to cost you a forfeit and 15 maximum points. Enough people griped about that, and then they went and switched again. So now we're back to if it's no harm, no foul. And it's just 0-0, in which that's a tough one because I still think there will be people out there, and that's why the OSSA did it. It got back to them, realistically, and we even had a scenario that naturally nobody did it. You would hope they wouldn't do it.
Right.
But if every team in our district decided not to play Bixby, they're sitting at 0-0. They can't get into the playoffs by the way that it is now. Now, they'd have to step in and say something because we all know Bixby's the team to beat in 6A too, but if everybody refused to play them, they're sitting at 0-0 in the district, so they don't have the percentages. And I think that's what the OSSA was coming after on that. But a lot of the Norman area schools, because, again, Cleveland County being orange and almost red at times down there, and Payne County just said, we can't have that. And it's a good rule, I think, overall. I mean, it affected us this time because had they just said, hey, we can't come 4 foot and 15 points, there wouldn't be all this going on. We'd just start getting ready for Sand Springs. But it may be down the line to where we're playing in 2 weeks on a Monday night against them on the district and then turning around and having homecoming with Bartlesville on Friday night. And if that's the case, that's fine. We'll do it. We play with our numbers and as young as we are right now, 90% of our guys are playing Monday night JV games anyway. Yeah. So it'll just be it will be like playing a JV game. Not that they're going to be like a JV team, but it'd be like playing a JV game and then turn around and playing a varsity game on Friday. Anyway, and you can play 2 games in a week with kids, so there's nothing illegal about it and stuff. So it's where we're at. We knew it was a matter of time.
Yeah.
We hope that it's never us that's the problem, that we can't go someplace. But we got 3 boys and one of our trainers in quarantine right now from just being around somebody at the school, and so it's something that we've all got to watch.
Well, it's going to not go away this week and probably won't go away the remainder of the 2020 season, but when we come back, we're going to give our listeners and viewers a chance to meet a member of the football coaching staff, and a little bit later on, a guy who was kind of in the spotlight in last Friday night's game against Coweta. We'll talk more Refer Football live from Runts Barbecue following this timeout. This is Muskogee Refer Football 2020.
In times of need, it's comforting to see faces of people you know and trust. Cornerstone Funeral Home in Muskogee cherishes the opportunity to be there for you and your family in life's most challenging times when friends are most important. Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. Experience the difference. Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York in Muskogee, where you'll find faces you know and reputations you trust.
New Silverados up to 15,000 in total savings. Hi, Jay Hodge, and it really is the best time to buy at the all-new Jay Hodge Chevrolet in Muskogee. Tell them, Rick.
Summer sale down of all new 2020s.
New Silverados up to 15,000 total savings.
Don't overpay, come see 15KJ.
New Silverados up to 15,000 total savings at the all-new Jay Hodge Chevrolet of Muskogee.
144 West Shawnee.
When you come home after a long day, Bravado Wireless Home Internet has you covered in your neighborhood or on your farm. For a limited time, our unlimited home internet has been discounted to only $49 per month with the purchase of a $99 router. And get this, the first 3 months of service is on us. So what are you waiting for? Make the switch today and visit us at bravadowireless.com for more info and to find a store near you. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Pioneer Abstract, proudly serving residential and commercial customers throughout Muskogee County since 1905, serving banks, mortgage companies, and mortgage brokers with refinancing, purchase, 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, along with full escrow services and more. Pioneer Abstract offers the convenience of centralized services for escrow accounts, title insurance, and title searches. Pioneer Abstract, here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow at 412 West Broadway in downtown Muskogee, or call Pioneer Abstract at 683-2904.
Welcome back to Runts Barbecue here each Tuesday night from 6:30 to 7 on Rupper TV as well as on Okie Country 101.7 FM, KTFX. We talk all things Muskogee Refer Football. And Rafe, we talked about the current situations, but now as a part of our program each week, we give you a chance to bring a member of your coaching staff and let our listeners and viewers get to know a little bit more about them other than what they may see at a practice or in a Friday night contest.
Well, tonight we have Coach Julian. He is one of our offensive line coaches. He came here last year when Coach Graham came back. He had been Coach Graham's offensive line coach down at Prague. He formerly was down at Broken Bow as a player, played at Southeastern in his college ball, and finished up and went with Coach to Prague. Whenever we was able to get John back, he was just, insistent that if we have a spot that we need to hire him, and which I knew that too. And we finally, luckily, toward the end of last year or before last year, we was able to get him hired, and we're certainly glad to have him here. I mean, with him and Coach McMillan coaching our offensive line, they were solid last year. They had a whole new group this year, and right now they're probably the most consistent group we've got night in and night out at this point in time. I know last week we had they were really, it was the first time I was able to have our end zone camera up, and they were making some good holes. And it's, like I said, it's a whole new line. It's a whole new type of line too, because
right.
Last year was pulling, getting out on the edge with Jimmy. This year it's more smash mouth, opening the holes and getting inside more on zone power, and they're just doing a great job, and proud of both of them. But we're certainly happy to have Coach Julian here with us.
Dalton Julian, he's the offensive line coach. Coach, I'll let you kind of retrack your steps. Coach mentioned a little bit earlier that your growing up days were in the far southeast corner of the state playing at Broken Bow, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And then you went over to what I still will call my arch enemy, Southeastern State University. Of course, I'm a Tiger from East Central University graduate.
Oh, okay.
Still spend a lot of time with Northeastern State University. But after having a chance to join forces with John Graham, now joining the Muskogee Rougher coaching staff, Coach mentioned it, an entirely new offensive line. You had your hands full at the start of the season.
Yes, sir, we did. We I think everybody's seen it week to week. We've had a new group in there, just kind of filling it without spring ball. We didn't get a chance to really see these guys work together. Being the biggest position group out there, you have to have a group that works well together. And I hope that we have found our 5 guys with the group that was out there this Friday, which would be Keenan, Vernon, James, Wendell, and Allen. They've done a really good job working together, and they're getting to where they really enjoy playing football together.
Now, Coach mentioned, too, a different style of coaching the offensive line. Last year, a lot of pulling the guards, a lot of getting out on the edge. But this year, it's just kind of honk the horn, here we come. And I don't know if you're foot to foot, but your gaps are pretty tight.
Yeah, last year we had a real athletic group that could get out in space and run well. And this year, I know Coach Watkins likes this kind of football. I do too. We're a little bit more smash mouth with bigger bodies. We're able to move the ball inside the tackles and get north and south.
Mush hogs, I think is what
Mush
Coach
hogs, yes,
affectionately
mush
calls
hogs.
those big guys up front. And they are easy to spot out there this year because there's I don't know if we have to go to the local co-op to weigh in everybody, but certainly it's a much bigger group than anything.
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely put the pounds out there. It's going to take a big group on a defensive line to outweigh us.
Well, Coach, I mean, that's nice to have because you can employ that power-style game, which I know is right up your alley.
Yeah, I love that. But, the thing is, Wendell, as big as he is, he can get out and run better than what people think. To see 380, and we may be a little light there, but, a guy like his size being able to pull around and run power and our scheme that we're running, he's pretty impressive to see on that. And then, of course, Allen Hill's been the only one that got a little bit of playing time last year and was able to come along, and he's really doing well for us, being a leader on it. James, as he said, James Moore has really been solid for us at center. And then we got the pup in there, the freshman, Vernon. That's just
Vernon Pepiakata.
Yeah, I don't even attempt his last name. I just say Vernon.
I practiced that multiple times before.
That's why
I can't even spell it. I can't even say it, so I'm not even.
I didn't say
Vernon.
I could spell it. I could just finally pronounce it.
But Vernon's going to be a special player because, to be an offensive lineman and be, I don't even know if Vernon's 15 yet or not, but anyway, he's pretty impressive. He's going to be, something special down the line, so strong. And then we, just like he said, last week moved over Keenan Adams, who had been our starting nose guard, but we just felt like he would be a better offensive lineman. He's more built for that. His mentality's more like that. So we just felt like putting him to the right tackle was the place to be. And boy, he was just a natural at it. As coaching them always shows down there, he's setting his feet and getting his base. He was just a natural, and I think it's going to help us overall.
you've also had to deal with the COVID interruptions too, because you've had one or two players that have had to miss a game because of social contact. Not so much, not that they had the infection, but that because of contact had to miss games. That just has to. I mean, I know it's wearing on Coach Watkins. He asked me today, when is 2020 ever going to be over? And I'm sure that's the same for yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, anytime that one of those five something happens and you got to plug somebody else in, next man up mentality. But it gets frustrating, going out for a reason that none of us can control. Right. I mean, you wear your mask, you do what you're supposed to do, but still you're within 6 feet and you're gone. I mean, it's a bad situation for everyone at this point.
Talk a little bit about your coaching philosophy. I know we talked about the different styles of blocking that the Roughers are using this year compared to last year, but I'm curious to know the Coach J way.
Well, I think everybody has their own way of coaching up the offensive line, and you have different things you can stress. I always stress your technique, your form, your footwork. Your footwork will take you everywhere you need to go. Everybody gets a different front, 4 down, a 3 down, a stack, whatever it is. But as long as you're taking your footwork for power, zone, stretch, your steps will take you everywhere. And that's what I stress there. And then you try to get that mush hog mentality after that.
When you're on the sideline, what kind of adjustments are you able to make? What things are you able to see from field level, watching the guys in formation, and as they come off on a change of position or after a score, what things are you able to sit down with them with use of the technology that you have available and be able to either correct or redirect?
Well, on the sideline, we basically get to rewatch the entire game play by play at all times, and that's great for offensive line play because with 5 guys moving and the front 7 on defense, it's hard to see everything. But a lot of the changes we get to make isn't so much, their base is their base, but whatever stunts they may be bringing or their different stunt splitzes that they're bringing, we can kind of adjust our footwork, or maybe we need to slow down here, move a little faster here on some of that stuff. And that's really the main adjustment we can get is what they're trying to do to stop our base and what we can do to adjust.
That technology is really a plus from when you first started 27 years ago.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, used to if you had one angle at it and it was some kid that didn't miss a play or 10 in a row or have it going. I always like whenever we used to get it and then that pause when the play started, and then you'd watch the dead period, and that'd get off of the set. So to have the wide, the tight, and the end zone now, it makes it a whole lot better for all of us, and coaching and teaching is part of it.
Dalton Julian, he's the offensive line guru of the Roughers this season, and you'll be able to see him on the sideline because he is somewhat emotional with his players when he's down there talking. Not a screamer, not a yeller, but he certainly has their attention, Coach, and we're glad to have you here tonight.
Happy to be here.
Dalton Julian, our coaching guest here this evening. When we come back, like we said, we're going to talk with one of the guys that played a key role in last Friday night's ball game. We'll talk with my good buddy Antonio Zapata. We'll find out what he's thinking on this Tuesday night from Runt's Barbecue as we continue the Rougher Coaches Show on this Tuesday night on Rougher TV.
We are what makes Oklahoma proud. We are mothers. We are coaches, counselors, and teachers. We are community. We are innovators in medical technologies. We are researchers developing breakthroughs to diagnose, treat, and cure diseases. We are everyday people. We are Northeastern Health Systems.
There's an old school way of doing business here at James Hodge Ford. Exceptional service, a firm handshake, and the best price around on a new Ford vehicle. Of course, don't forget our Hodge promise to you, our customer, that's stronger than oak. That's just a great way of doing business.
The James Hodge Ford promise. The best selection, the absolute best price, and service guaranteed. James Hodge Ford, 1200 North Main, Muskogee. Online at HodgeFord.com.
In sports, having the right winning strategy is often the difference between winning and losing. The same is true when you need legal representation. For more than 15 years, the law offices of Michael A. Finnerty have successfully provided the winning strategy with excellence and integrity for the people of the Muskogee area in matters of personal injury, social security disability, and workers' compensation issues. The law office, Muskogee trusts Michael A. Finnerty, ready to develop a winning strategy. Michael A. Finnerty, 436 Court Street in Muskogee. Call 687-1155. Online at FinnertyLaw.com.
What makes Nissan and Muskogee different? It's our people and a driving desire to surpass the expectations of our customers. Well, that and an amazing lineup of trucks, sedans, and crossovers, like the advanced technology and serious muscle of the D8 400 horsepower Titan, or the sleek, smart SUV Rogue. Drive a little and save a lot at Nissan of Muskogee. Call 918-683-6605 or go to nissanofmuskogee.com. Become a part of our family.
Pain is temporary, pride is forever. At Excel Therapy, we want to be your athlete's advocate for excellence. We offer treatment methods that focus on strengthening muscles and improving flexibility to improve your overall performance. And when injury sets in, Excel Therapy can aid in the recovery process. We know it's important to get back in the game, so trust the comeback experts, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. With 16 locations and no physician referral required, you can begin healing today. From setback to comeback, the name you can trust, Excel Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Look for us online at exceltherapyok.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Runt's Barbecue on a Tuesday night. We're talking all things Muskogee Ruffers football. And, Coach, we got a chance to meet Dalton Julian in our earlier segment. But the guy we've got here as our Tuesday night player guest is the guy that has earned your respect and has been a big-time playmaker for the Ruffers here in 2020, Antonio Zapata.
Just a great young man. You know, we've Antonio loves baseball. You know, and we don't see him a lot in the summer because he's playing a ton of baseball games, and that's, you know, he's going to get an opportunity to go do that. I think if right place, he'll be able to have a chance to play some football as well. But I know his love is baseball, and he'll get to go do that. But he is just a tremendous high school football player. All of us as coaches would love to have these guys. You naturally love to have your D1 guys, but you can win a ton of ball games with young men like Antonio who can do a little bit of everything. I mean, for instance, this year we lose an all-district punter last year in Kentrell Mitchell. Ty was scheduled to be our punter. Antonio had been kind of backing up out there, and it was more just Les is over there just practicing, kind of having something to do at that time because we weren't going to have him as a returner. And then Ty goes down, and he's gone in, and what he's done is averaged a little bit more than even Kentrell did last year. After last week, he had a 60-yarder, and now he's averaging 38.6, I think. So, you know, he's done a great job there. He started off as a receiver. He's had 2 touchdowns the other night in the game. And then he's also turned into one of our starting free safeties, you know, so he never hardly goes off the field. And we could put him on special teams if we could, but we're about to run him to death the way it is. So we need to give him a little break in there every now and then. He cramped up some the other night. But, again, a pleasant young man, hardworking, and, you know, he's going to always be there. And just, you know, we count on him so much because he's probably ended up, him and Alan, have been our most consistent seniors this year because we've had so many injured that
everybody else has spent a lot of time on the sideline.
Those guys have really, really come through for us. And as we said, it doesn't take a senior to be a leader, but it means more when a senior is a leader because they've been there, and the kids, I think, really would rather hear it from them.
Antonio, wearing the number 7, now you almost feel like that's the number of positions that you've been playing because Coach was talking about receiver, defensive back, punter, involved in all other kinds of things. About the only time you get a break maybe is in some of those special team units?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, and we saw last week the effects of the humidity and stuff kind of wearing down on you, but I know your motor runs pretty fast, and you enjoy any opportunity you get a chance to be out there.
Yes, sir. I just love being out there on the field and playing the game. Now,
when Coach came to you and said, okay, Ty's not available for punting, what's the first thing that went through your mind when he said you're our next man up?
I was just excited. It's just another chance to be on the field.
Walk with me on your style of punting. Some people like to take 2 steps. Some people like to take 1. Some like to swing the leg around and kick it like a soccer ball. You've done a pretty good job of getting the ball down the field.
I just catch the ball and kick it.
He doesn't think a lot, and he's right. He's just instinctive. We've tried to keep him to keep that right foot forward and one-stepper. And, you know, that's the thing that's so amazing right now is people have been coming after us because we have a sophomore snapper. And, boy, knock on wood, I don't want to be the kiss of death, but we haven't had anybody get close to blocking it yet because, again, Antonio don't mess around. It's one of those, and that's why he said what he did. I mean, he really don't have any special deal. We're trying to get him to work on his drop and work on his steps, but the thing is, when he's kicking it good, the old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Amen.
I don't want him thinking about a whole lot of things because he's kicking too well right now, and he's getting it off quick. And if he keeps doing that, then we're going to be fine.
Last Friday night, you found yourself in open positions as a receiver. When the ball was coming your way and you were standing wide open in the south end zone for that first score, how big was the football, or how tight were the nerves and in the fingertips?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. At first, it was behind me, so I thought Ty had threw it big, and then I turned around and seen it, and my eyes got big, and the ball was right there. I just caught it and ran the end zone.
And got that first touchdown on the board, and I think my response was "muy bien, mi amigo." Because,
yes, sir.
I mean, it was a nice catch, and it was a well-needed catch at that particular moment. You also spend time on the defensive side. You got a preference of all these positions that if you had to choose one, you'd say, this is where I want to be?
Man, I'm not going to lie. I used to like love offense, but now safety kind of getting on me. I like playing safety.
That's nice to hear too, Coach, because he's going to be an aggressor, and that's going to match very well with a receiver because he can be aggressive in going to get the football, whether he's on offense or on defense.
Well, and he's been getting plenty of looks. You know, every team we play, it seems like is throwing it up 40, 50 times a game. So Putnam City, they'll throw it up quite a bit as well. Not as much as we would have if we'd have had Greenwood coming in here on Friday, but he'll get plenty of looks on Friday night or whenever we get to play the game. And so he's getting better every week because, again, they're all raw in that secondary. We continue to get better there. You know, I know we'll talk more in the next segment about what we're doing, but Antonio's getting better every week, and, you know, I just wished he was a junior, not a senior.
Absolutely. Center fielder in baseball, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, does that help you play defense as that safety?
Yeah, I would say it just helps me tracking the ball.
Who's your favorite Major League Baseball player?
Oh, man. I don't know, but I love the Yankees. Everybody's been leaving me right now.
Well, everybody should leave you if you're a pinstriper. But
if my dad was still alive, he'd be with you because he was always a Yankees fan. He loved those pinstripes. Boy.
Bombers, baby.
Yeah, Bombers. Okay, well, we'll hope you'll get a whole lot more chances for a bomb on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
No matter who's throwing the football, catch it, put it up for 6 points.
Yes, sir.
Antonio Zapata's been our guest in this segment. When we come back, we'll wrap things up from Run's Barbecue after this timeout here on Rougher TV at Okie Country 101.7 FM.
JTK Imaging Services of Muskogee brings mobile digital imaging to you anytime, anywhere. JTK Imaging Services offers parents-to-be excitement and comfort of 3D and 4D ultrasound with ultrasound as low as $100. Services at JTK Imaging Services also include mobile digital ultrasound and x-ray anytime you need them. Discover the difference online at jtkimagingservices.com. JTK Imaging Services of Muskogee at 1631 North Main.
Tradition. It's a word that means a lot. Just as the tradition of the Muskogee Roughers requires commitment of great players and coaches, Lesher Millsap Funeral Home takes pride in providing great value and commitment every day with a tradition of service to the families of the Muskogee area. Just like in football, tradition must be earned on every play, every day, not just in the final score. And that's why you can trust Lesher Millsap Funeral Home to be there for you when it counts the most. Lesher Millsap Funeral Home, proud to be part of the Muskogee tradition of excellence.
I'm Gil McLaughlin.
I'm Brian Kirkhart.
Thanks, Muskogee. Your hometown mortgage team, Muskogee Mortgage, the McLaughlin team, is proud to be Muskogee's preferred mortgage company.
We are extremely honored to serve you. Just like the Roughers have a game plan for victory, our daily game plan is to assist families to reach their financial goals.
Thanks, Muskogee, and good luck, Roughers, on your drive to win in 2020.
Your new home isn't so far away with the help of Muskogee Mortgage, 3241 Chandler Road, Muskogee, and online at MuskogeeMortgage.com.
The Muskogee Athletic Department would like to recognize its proud Rougher Athletics sponsors: Armstrong Bank, Oklahoma Army National Guard, Arvest Bank, Chick-fil-A Muskogee, Neighbors Building Neighborhoods, St. Francis Muskogee, Tommy Nix Auto Group, Springs Skilled Nursing and Therapy. Go Roughers!
Our final segment here from Run's Barbecue on this Tuesday night Rougher Football Coaches Show on Okie Country 101.7 and Rougher TV. Rafe Watkins. Right now, we're still playing. Tickets are still available online at MuskogeeAthletics.com. If the game doesn't play, they will still be honored in the future
whenever we play. We're going to play them. It may, if it's not this Friday night, which we all hope it is, but if it's not, it's going to be rescheduled for a Monday. Not necessarily the next Monday, but it may be the following or the following after that. It will be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. We've already got that figured out with their district AD. And then it'll carry over, and we have to because it's senior night. You know, we looked at if they couldn't play at one point when we said we weren't going to play at all. we said, well, we'll just have to do senior night on the next game. Well, that's homecoming, which is Bartlesville.
Right.
So I'd been a little bit of a festive night that night. But as it is, we're going to have that. We will make an announcement before noon on Friday because I think the state health department puts out their list that morning, and I don't know, some people in here may know more about it than I do, but I would assume by 9 o'clock. And we'll know then if they're coming or not, going back to that 25 or below 25. And if things keep going like they were this week for us, then we should be below it, and they should be able to come.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to play football Friday night at Indy Bowl against the Patriots of Putnam City West. But if not, we'll come right back here next Tuesday night and talk about the upcoming matchup against the Sandites of Sand Springs. For head coach Rafe Watkins, assistant coach Dalton Julian, and our ever-present friend, Antonio Zapata, Bill Huddleston says so long, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Rougher.